First contact fiasco. The day Earth changed forever began like any other. Traffic jams clogged city streets, politicians bickered on morning shows, and cats ruled the internet. No one expected the afternoon sky to split open, revealing a shimmering portal through which sleek, otherworldly ships emerged. As the alien vessels descended upon major cities worldwide, humanity held its collective breath. Would this be the end? The beginning? A cosmic joke? It turned out to be none of those things. Instead, it was the start of the greatest misunderstanding in galactic history. The Zarkonian fleet, led by High Commander Xelfar, had spent cycles preparing for this moment. They had studied human transmissions, analyzed Earth's defenses, and crafted the perfect invasion strategy. What they hadn't accounted for was human unpredictability. As Xelfar's flagship hovered above New York City, he cleared his throat sacs and began the traditional galactic conquest speech. People of Earth, his voice boomed through advanced speakers, translated into every human language simultaneously. Your planet now belongs to the mighty Zarkonian Empire. Resist and face annihilation. Submit and... He never finished the sentence. A hot dog cart, launched by a group of enterprising New Yorkers, smashed into the flagship's view screen. The alien crew stared in disbelief at the mustard smear slowly dripping down the reinforced glass. Across the globe, similar scenes unfolded. In Tokyo, a group of cosplayers mistook the invasion for an elaborate sci-fi convention and asked for autographs. In Rio de Janeiro, the aliens were invited to join the ongoing carnival celebrations. In London, someone politely asked if the spaceships could move a bit to the left, as they were blocking the view of Big Ben. Xelfar and his advisors retreated to their war room, utterly baffled. How can they not understand the gravity of the situation? He sputtered, his tentacles twitching in agitation. Meanwhile, on Earth, governments scrambled to respond. The UN Security Council convened an emergency session, only to find that half the delegates were live-streaming the alien ships on social media. President Sarah Chen of the United States addressed the nation. My fellow Americans, we face an unprecedented situation. But let me be clear, we will not bow to any alien overlords. We didn't travel across the stars to bother them, and we expect the same courtesy. As tensions rose, an unlikely hero emerged. Dr. Aidan Malik, a linguistics professor from Oxford University, noticed something odd about the alien transmissions. They're using an outdated form of communication, he explained to a hastily assembled team of experts. It's like they're trying to speak to us using nothing but old radio shows and TV commercials. Dr. Malik's insight proved crucial. The Zarkonians, it turned out, had based their understanding of Earth solely on broadcast signals from the 1950s and 60s. They expected poodle skirts, segregated societies, and nuclear families cowering in fear. Instead, they got memes, global connectivity, and a level of sass they were wholly unprepared for. As the first day of the invasion drew to a close, the Zarkonian fleet remained in holding patterns above Earth's major cities. Xelfar, feeling the weight of potential failure, decided to implement the Empire's secret weapon, the Mind Dominator 5000. The device, guaranteed to subjugate any sentient species, was activated with great fanfare. A pulse of energy rippled across the globe. The Zarkonians waited with bated breath for humanity to fall under their control. Instead, they got cat videos, millions of them. Somehow, the Mind Dominator had interfaced with Earth's internet, and all it managed to do was trend #AlienKidOverlords on every social media platform. Back on the Zarkonian homeworld, the High Council watched in horror as their invasion force became a galactic laughingstock. Other species, long wary of Zarkonian expansion, seized the opportunity to mock their rivals. The Volox Confederation issued a statement. We extend our sympathies to the Zarkonian Empire on their failed conquest of the primitive world known as Earth. Perhaps stick to invading uninhabited planets. The Quilleri hive mind was less diplomatic. Ha 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 ha. As the second day dawned, Dr. Malik and his team made a breakthrough. They managed to establish a proper communication channel with the Zarkonian flagship. What followed was the most surreal diplomatic exchange in human history. "Greetings, alien visitors," Dr. Malik began, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "We appreciate you dropping by, but I'm afraid Earth isn't interested in being conquered today. Perhaps we could interest you in a cultural exchange instead." Elfar, his pride wounded but his curiosity piqued, responded cautiously. "You do not fear us." "Oh, we're terrified," Dr. Malik admitted cheerfully. "But we're also fascinated, and a bit peckish. Would you like to try some pizza?" The conversation that followed lasted hours, broadcast live across the globe, and, unknowingly, to much of the galactic community. Humans, it seemed, had an uncanny ability to treat world-altering events with a mixture of humor, adaptability, and stubborn optimism that baffled more established species. By the end of the week, the Zarkonian invasion had transformed into the galaxy's hottest reality show. Telfar, initially a figure of terror, became an unlikely celebrity. His exasperated attempts to understand human culture spawned countless memes and even a few marriage proposals. The Galactic Council, a body the Zarkonians had long dismissed, suddenly took notice of the tiny blue planet. Humanity's ability to thwart a full-scale invasion through sheer unconventionality hinted at potential no one had foreseen. As news of Earth spread, other alien species began to arrive. The Volaks came to trade, the Quilari to study, and the enigmatic Eldarin simply to watch and wonder. Earth's stratosphere soon resembled an intergalactic parking lot. Humanity, for its part, took it all in stride. Street vendors adjusted their menus to cater to alien palates. Universities opened xenobiology departments overnight. And in a stroke of entrepreneurial genius, someone launched an interspecies dating app called Star-Crossed Lovers. But not all reactions were positive. As the initial shock wore off, fear and suspicion began to creep in. Anti-alien protests sprang up in some areas, while others called for immediate technological exchange and off-world colonization. World leaders, realizing the need for a unified approach, convened a global summit. The result was the formation of the Terran Diplomatic Corps, tasked with managing Earth's suddenly very complicated international and interstellar relations. As the first month of Earth's new era came to a close, humanity found itself in an unprecedented position. They hadn't conquered the stars or unlocked the secrets of the universe. Instead, they had stumbled onto the galactic stage, armed with nothing but wit, adaptability, and an endless capacity to surprise. The Zarkonians, their invasion plans in tatters, faced a difficult decision. Zelfar, in a move that would define his career, chose to save face by declaring the entire operation an elaborate cultural research mission. No one believed him, but everyone appreciated the effort. As Zelfar prepared to depart Earth, he had one final conversation with Dr. Malik. "I don't understand you humans," he admitted, his tentacles drooping with exhaustion. "You were supposed to be easy to conquer." Dr. Malik smiled. "That's the thing about humans, Commander. We're never what you expect us to be. It's our greatest strength and our biggest flaw." As the Zarkonian ships rose into the sky, humanity looked to the stars with new eyes. They had faced their first extraterrestrial challenge, not with advanced technology or military might, but with an odd mix of hospitality, humor, and stubborn refusal to follow the script. The galaxy had come knocking, expecting to find a primitive world ripe for conquest. Instead, they found humanity, messy, complicated, and utterly unpredictable. And nothing would ever be the same again. In the years to come, Earth would face greater challenges and more dangerous foes. But in that first, chaotic month, they had done something remarkable. They had made the galaxy laugh. And in doing so, they had bought themselves time. Time to learn, to grow, and to prepare for whatever the cosmos might throw at them next. As news of the failed Earth invasion spread across the galaxy, other species began to view humanity with a mixture of curiosity and caution. The primitives who had accidentally thwarted a Zarkonian conquest were clearly more than they appeared. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, ancient eyes turned towards the tiny blue planet. Earth had announced its presence to the galaxy in the most human way possible, by refusing to do what was expected. The stage was set for a new era of galactic politics, and humanity, ready or not, would be at its center. The first contact had been a fiasco, but it was only the beginning. The real challenges and opportunities lay ahead, and humanity, with its unique blend of ingenuity, adaptability, and sheer audacity, was about to change the galaxy forever. The Resilience Protocol. In the aftermath of the Zarkonian invasion, Earth found itself thrust into a galaxy teeming with life, opportunity, and danger. The initial amusement at humanity's unorthodox first contact had given way to a mix of curiosity and wariness among the galactic community. Earth, once an isolated backwater, was now the subject of intense scrutiny. Dr. Aiden Malik, the linguist who had become Earth's unlikely ambassador, stood before the United Nations General Assembly. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice echoing through the packed chamber, "we find ourselves at a crossroads. Our world is no longer hidden, and we are woefully unprepared for the challenges that lie ahead." The Terran Diplomatic Corps, hastily formed in the wake of first contact, had been working around the clock to establish relations with various alien species. But for every peaceful encounter, there were whispers of less friendly intentions from corners of the galaxy. It was General Yuki Tanaka of Japan who first proposed the Resilience Protocol. "We cannot rely on luck and wit forever," she argued before the UN Security Council. "We need a unified defense system that can protect our entire planet." The debate was fierce. Some nations feared that such a system would drain resources better spent on domestic issues. Others worried it might be seen as an act of aggression by their new galactic neighbors. But as reports of alien ships prodding Earth's defenses grew more frequent, the need for action became clear. The Resilience Protocol was ambitious in scope. It called for a global shield powered by a network of energy stations, a fleet of reverse-engineered spacecraft for planetary defense, and a rapid response force trained in both terrestrial and zero-gravity combat. What made the protocol unique, however, was its incorporation of humanity's greatest strength: unpredictability. The system was designed to be adaptive, constantly evolving based on data from countless simulations and real-world encounters. As the first components of the Resilience Protocol came online, they were almost immediately put to the test. The Vex Collective, a cybernetic species from the galactic core, saw Earth as an easy target for assimilation. Their hive mind had calculated a 99.87% chance of success based on Earth's technological level. What the Vex didn't account for was the sheer chaos of human innovation. As their assimilation ships approached Earth, they were met not with terror, but with a barrage of signals that overloaded their neural networks. It turned out that a combination of death metal music, cat videos, and paradoxical philosophy was anathema to their rigid, logic-based minds. The Vex retreat was so hasty that they left behind several damaged ships, which Earth's scientists eagerly studied. The knowledge gained from these vessels accelerated humanity's technological progress by decades. News of the Vex's failure spread quickly through the galaxy. Earth, it seemed, was not the easy conquest many had assumed. But this only encouraged others to try their luck. The Drath Imperium, known for their biological warfare, attempted to subjugate Earth through a tailored virus. They were baffled when their carefully engineered pathogen was rendered inert by the plethora of antibodies in the average human body, the result of millennia of eating questionable street food and forgetting to wash hands. The Kreks, a warrior race that prided themselves on physical superiority, challenged humanity to ritual combat for control of the solar system. They were unprepared for the variety of martial arts Earth had developed, and their champion was summarily defeated by a retired grandma who had taken up Brazilian jiu-jitsu to pass the time. With each failed attempt at conquest, Earth's reputation grew. The Resilience Protocol, constantly adapting and evolving, seemed to have an answer for every threat. But it wasn't just the technology that was impressive. It was the way humans used it. Dr. Malik, now serving as the head of the Terran Diplomatic Corps, found himself explaining human nature to a group of bewildered alien diplomats. "You have to understand," he said, barely suppressing a smile. "Humans have been imagining alien invasions for centuries. We've run through every scenario in our fiction. In a way, we've been preparing for this our entire existence." The Galactic Council, initially dismissive of Earth, now found itself facing a dilemma. The young species from the cosmic backwater was proving to be far more capable than anyone had anticipated. Some members argued for Earth's immediate inclusion in galactic affairs, while others advocated for containment. Meanwhile, Earth continued to surprise. The reverse-engineered technology from failed invasion attempts had kick-started a new age of innovation. Fusion power, once a distant dream, became a reality. The first human-made FTL drive was successfully tested, opening up the stars to exploration. But with progress came new challenges. As Earth's influence grew, so did the threat it posed to established galactic powers. The Arkan Syndicate, a shadowy organization that had long manipulated galactic politics from the shadows, saw humanity as a threat to their control. Their attack was subtle, a campaign of misinformation and sabotage designed to turn galactic opinion against Earth. They spread rumors of human aggression, painting the Resilience Protocol as a prelude to a human-led crusade across the stars. It was here that humanity's fractious nature, long seen as a weakness, proved to be a strength. The diversity of human cultures and opinions made it impossible for the Arkan's propaganda to take hold uniformly. For every human action the Arkan tried to spin negatively, there were a dozen human voices offering different perspectives. The Resilience Protocol faced its greatest test when the Arkan Syndicate, frustrated by the failure of their subtle approach, launched a massive, multi-pronged assault on Earth. Fleets of ships darkened the skies, and for a moment, it seemed that humanity's luck had finally run out. But the years of preparation, the countless simulations, and the adaptive nature of the Resilience Protocol proved their worth. Earth's defenses held firm, its newly minted space fleet giving as good as it got. And when the Arkan forces landed, expecting to face a cowed and primitive species, they instead met a global population ready and willing to resist. The battle for Earth, as it came to be known, lasted 3 days. When it was over, the Arkan fleet was in retreat, and humanity stood bloody but unbowed. The cost had been high, with cities damaged and lives lost. But Earth had sent a clear message to the galaxy: we will not go quietly. In the aftermath of the battle, as the cleanup began and the dead were mourned, a curious thing happened. Offers of aid began pouring in from across the galaxy. Species that had watched from the sidelines, either out of fear or indifference, were moved by humanity's resilience. The Eldarin, an ancient and mysterious race known for their neutrality, broke centuries of silence to commend Earth's defense. In all our long history, their statement read, "We have never seen a young species show such determination and adaptability. The galaxy would do well to learn from Earth." As the dust settled, humanity found itself in a new position. No longer were they the plucky underdogs, lucky to survive in a hostile galaxy. They had proven themselves a force to be reckoned with, capable of standing toe-to-toe with the oldest and most powerful civilizations. The Resilience Protocol, conceived as a desperate measure to protect Earth, had become a symbol of humanity's place in the cosmos. It stood not just for defense, but for the ingenuity, adaptability, and sheer stubborn will that defined the human spirit. Dr. Malik, addressing the UN once more, summed up the feeling of many. "We came to the galactic stage unprepared and outnumbered. We were expected to bow down or be destroyed. Instead, we have shown the galaxy what it means to be human. We have survived. We have thrived, and we have only just begun. As Earth looked to the future, new questions arose. How would they use their newfound strength and influence? What role would they play in galactic politics? And what new challenges awaited them among the stars? The Resilience Protocol had protected Earth, but the true test of humanity's resilience was yet to come. The galaxy was watching, waiting to see what this upstart species would do next. And humanity, with its unique blend of caution and audacity, was ready to show them. The era of Earth's isolation was over. The age of human resilience had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The diplomacy gambit. In the wake of the battle for Earth, humanity found itself in an unprecedented position. No longer the naive newcomers to galactic society, they had proven their mettle against some of the most powerful forces in the cosmos. But with this newfound respect came new challenges. How would humanity navigate the complex web of galactic politics? The answer came from an unlikely source, a former reality TV producer named Zara Chen. "Look," Zara said, addressing the joint session of the UN and the Terran Diplomatic Corps. "We've been thinking about this all wrong. We're trying to play by their rules, but that's not what got us here. We got here by being unpredictable, by being human." Her proposal was radical. The complete overhaul of Earth's approach to galactic diplomacy. Instead of trying to mimic the formal, often rigid protocols of older species, humanity would lean into its unique characteristics. The result was the diplomacy gambit. The first test of this new approach came during negotiations with the Volok's Confederation, a mercantile society that controlled key trade routes. Previous attempts at securing favorable trade terms had failed, with the Volok's dismissing Earth as a minor player. Instead of a formal delegation, Earth sent a group of street performers, chefs, and a stand-up comedian. The Volok's representatives were initially baffled, then intrigued, and finally thoroughly entertained. By the end of what became known as the Circus Summit, Earth had secured not just favorable trade terms, but also a cultural exchange program that would see Volok's youth flocking to Earth to study the arts. The success of the Volok's negotiations sent shockwaves through the galactic community. Some dismissed it as a fluke, but others saw the potential in Earth's unorthodox methods. The Quillari hive mind, long isolationists due to their unique collective consciousness, reached out to Earth with a peculiar request. They were fascinated by the concept of individual thought and wanted to understand it better. In response, Earth organized the largest book club in galactic history. Millions of humans read and discussed a Quillari philosophical text, their myriad interpretations and debates transmitted directly to the hive mind. The result was transformative. The Quillari, exposed to the diversity of human thought, began to explore new forms of individual expression within their collective. This led to a renaissance in Quillari culture and a strong alliance with Earth. Not all of Earth's diplomatic efforts were so successful, however. The Drath Imperium, still smarting from their failed biological attack, remained hostile. Earth's attempt to smooth things over with a galactic soccer tournament, dubbed the Cosmic Cup, backfired when the Drath team was eliminated in a highly controversial match against a mixed human-alien team. The resulting diplomatic crisis was only averted when Dr. Malik suggested a novel solution: a cooperative mission to terraform a lifeless planet. The project, which became known as New Beginnings, brought together scientists and engineers from Earth and the Drath Imperium. Working side by side, old enmities began to fade, replaced by mutual respect and understanding. As Earth's influence grew, so did the complexity of its alliances. The Zarkonians, once would-be conquerors, became some of humanity's staunchest allies. Commander Xelfar, now a popular figure on Earth thanks to his own reality TV show, My Life Among the Humans, became an unofficial ambassador, helping to bridge the cultural gap between Earth and the wider galaxy. But not everyone was pleased with humanity's rising star. The Galactic Council, long the dominant political force in the galaxy, viewed Earth's unorthodox diplomacy with growing alarm. Earth's ability to form alliances and sway opinions threatened the established order. The Council's concerns came to a head during the millennial gathering of galactic species on the neutral world of harmony. Earth's delegation, led by Dr. Malik and Zora Chen, arrived ready to propose a series of reforms aimed at giving younger species more say in galactic affairs. What followed was a diplomatic battle unlike any the galaxy had seen. The Council, used to centuries of protocol and procedure, found itself outmaneuvered at every turn. When they tried to bury Earth's proposals in bureaucracy, Zara responded by launching a galaxy-wide social media campaign that made the reforms go viral. Dr. Malik, meanwhile, engaged in a series of public debates with Council representatives. His wit, combined with a deep understanding of both human and alien cultures, won over many undecided species. The defining moment came when the Eldarin, the ancient race known for its neutrality, spoke up in support of Earth's reforms. For too long, their representatives said, "We have stagnated content in our ancient ways. These humans, in their brief time among the stars, have shown us the value of adaptation and change." The Council chamber erupted in chaos. Centuries-old alliances fractured as species took sides. For a moment, it seemed that the galaxy might be plunged into war. It was then that humanity unveiled its masterstroke. In secret, they had been working with allies across the galaxy to develop a new form of faster-than-light communication. This technology, dubbed the Harmony Network, would allow for instantaneous communication and cultural exchange across vast distances. "We stand at a crossroads," Dr. Malik addressed the assembled representatives. "We can cling to the old ways and risk tearing our galactic community apart, or we can embrace change, fostering understanding and cooperation on an unprecedented scale. Earth offers this technology freely, to all species, in the hope of a brighter future for all." The impact was immediate. Species that had been hesitant to support Earth's reforms now saw the potential for a truly united galaxy. The Council, seeing the tide of opinion turn, had no choice but to accept a compromise that incorporated many of Earth's proposals. As the Harmony Gathering concluded, the galaxy found itself entering a new era. The old power structures were shifting, with Earth and its allies gaining prominence. But with this new influence came new responsibilities and challenges. The Arkan Syndicate, though weakened, still lurked in the shadows, seeking revenge for their defeat. Other, unknown threats waited in the unexplored reaches of the galaxy, and Earth itself grappled with its new role, trying to balance its ideals with the harsh realities of galactic politics. Dr. Malik, speaking to reporters as the Earth delegation prepared to return home, summed up the situation. "We came to the stars hoping to find friends. We found challenges, enemies, and yes, friends too. But most importantly, we found a purpose. Humanity has the chance to help shape a better galaxy for all species. It won't be easy, but then again, when have humans ever shied away from a challenge?" As their ship broke orbit, carrying them back to Earth, the delegation looked out at the star-filled sky. The galaxy that had once seemed so vast and threatening now felt a little smaller, a little friendlier. But as they would soon learn, their greatest challenges and greatest triumphs still lay ahead. The diplomacy gambit had reshaped galactic politics, but the game was far from over. Humanity had made its mark on the stars, but the true test of their vision for a united galaxy was yet to come. The next chapter in Earth's cosmic adventure was about to begin, and the entire galaxy waited with bated breath to see what these unpredictable humans would do next. The technological leap. In the years following the Harmony Gathering, Earth found itself at the center of a galactic renaissance. The Harmony Network, Earth's gift to the galaxy, had ushered in an unprecedented era of cooperation and cultural exchange. But while diplomacy and cultural understanding flourished, humanity knew that true security and the ability to shape their own destiny lay in technological advancement. Dr. Samira Patel, a brilliant physicist who had been part of the team that developed Earth's first FTL drive, stood before a room full of the world's top scientists and engineers. "We've made incredible strides," she began, her voice filled with excitement and determination. "But we're still playing catch-up. It's time for humanity to take the lead." Thus began Project Prometheus, the most ambitious technological undertaking in human history. Its goal was audacious: to catapult Earth to the forefront of galactic technology within a single generation. The project's first major breakthrough came from an unlikely source. A team of marine biologists studying deep-sea creatures discovered a microorganism that could withstand extreme pressures and temperatures. When exposed to the energy field of a salvaged alien power core, the organism underwent a startling transformation, becoming a living conductor of immense energy. This discovery led to the development of bioorganic power cells, capable of generating and storing vast amounts of clean energy. Overnight, Earth's energy crisis was solved. Cities lit up with power drawn from these miraculous cells, and even the poorest nations found themselves with an abundance of cheap, clean energy. The implications for space travel were equally revolutionary. Spaceships equipped with bioorganic power cells could travel faster and farther than ever before, opening up new regions of the galaxy for exploration and colonization. As news of this breakthrough spread, Earth found itself in an unfamiliar position. Technological leaders, species that had once looked down on humanity, now came seeking knowledge and trade. The Volok's Confederation, always quick to spot an opportunity, offered exclusive trade rights in exchange for bioorganic power cell technology. But Earth, remembering the lessons of its own history, chose a different path. Dr. Patel, addressing the United Nations, argued for open-source technology sharing. "We didn't get here alone," she reminded the Assembly. "We built on the knowledge of those who came before us, both human and alien. It's our duty to pay it forward." This decision, while controversial, earned Earth immense goodwill across the galaxy. Young species, in particular, looked to Earth as a beacon of progress and generosity. The Galactic Council, seeing its technological monopoly erode, grudgingly acknowledged Earth's growing influence. Project Prometheus's next major breakthrough came in the field of propulsion. A team led by Dr. Malik, who had returned to his roots in linguistics and semiotics, made a startling discovery while studying ancient Eldarin texts. Hidden within the flowing script were mathematical equations describing the fabric of space-time itself. Working with Eldarin scholars and human physicists, Dr. Malik's team deciphered these equations, leading to a new understanding of how to manipulate space-time. The result was the development of the Fold Space Drive, a propulsion system that allowed ships to create localized wrinkles in space-time, effectively sliding between points in space with minimal energy expenditure. The Fold Space Drive revolutionized galactic travel. Journeys that once took weeks could now be completed in hours. The galaxy suddenly felt much smaller, and Earth found itself at the center of a new era of exploration and discovery. But with great power came great responsibility and great danger. As Earth's technological prowess grew, so did concerns about the potential misuse of these new technologies. The memory of humanity's own troubled history with powerful technologies loomed large. In response, Earth established the Galactic Ethics Committee, a diverse group of human and alien philosophers, scientists, and leaders tasked with establishing guidelines for the responsible development and use of advanced technologies. Their first major test came with the development of mind-link technology, a direct offshoot of the Harmony Network. This technology allowed for direct brain-to-brain communication, promising to revolutionize everything from education to mental health treatment. But it also raised serious concerns about privacy and the potential for mind control. After months of heated debate, the Ethics Committee established a framework for the use of mind-link technology, emphasizing informed consent and strict regulations. This balanced approach earned praise from across the galaxy and further cemented Earth's reputation as a responsible technological leader. However, not everyone was pleased with Earth's rapid advancement. The Arkan Syndicate, still nursing its wounds from previous defeats, saw humanity's technological leap as an existential threat. In secret, They began working to undermine Earth's progress, using their vast network of spies and saboteurs to target key research facilities. Their efforts culminated in a daring raid on Earth's primary fold space research facility on Mars. The attack caught Earth's defenses off guard, and for a moment, it seemed that years of progress might be lost. But once again, humanity's unpredictability proved to be its greatest asset. A group of graduate students, working late on an unrelated project, managed to activate an experimental defense system. The system, which harnessed the same space-time manipulation principles as the fold space drive, created a localized time dilation field around the facility. The Arkan raiders found themselves moving in slow motion, easily apprehended by Earth's rapid response teams. The attack was thwarted, and in the process, humanity stumbled upon yet another technological breakthrough: controlled time dilation. As news of the foiled attack spread, along with reports of this new technology, the galaxy once again found itself in awe of human ingenuity. Species that had been hesitant to ally themselves with Earth now clamored for closer ties, seeing partnership with humanity as a path to their own advancement. The Galactic Council, realizing that the balance of power had shifted irreversibly, extended a formal invitation for Earth to join as a full member. It was a moment of triumph for humanity, a recognition of how far they had come in such a short time. But as the celebrations died down, a sobering reality set in. Earth's technological leap had changed the galaxy forever. Old power structures were crumbling, and new alliances were forming. The promise of technologies like fold space drives and controlled time dilation sparked both hope and fear across the cosmos. Dr. Patel, addressing a graduating class of the newly established Galactic Science Academy on Earth, summed up the situation. "We stand at the dawn of a new age. Our technology has given us the power to reshape the very fabric of space and time. But our greatest challenge lies not in the stars, but in ourselves. Can we wield this power wisely? Can we use it to build a better future for all species, not just our own?" As humanity looked to the future, they knew that their journey was far from over. The technological leap had opened up new frontiers, but it had also painted a target on Earth's back. Ancient species watched warily, younger races looked on with hope and envy, and in the vast, unexplored reaches of the galaxy, unknown challenges awaited. The next chapter of humanity's cosmic adventure promised to be the most exciting and dangerous yet, but if their history had proven anything, it was that humans thrived on challenge. Whatever the galaxy might throw at them next, Earth stood ready to face it head-on, armed with their newfound knowledge, their unbreakable spirit, and their unique ability to surprise even themselves. The age of human innovation had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again. A new era dawns. A decade had passed since Earth's technological leap had reshaped the galactic landscape. The Terran Confederation, as Earth and its colonies were now known, had become a major power in galactic affairs. But with great power came great responsibility, and humanity found itself facing challenges on a scale they had never imagined. Admiral Yuki Tanaka, once the architect of the Resilience Protocol, now stood on the bridge of the TSS Horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. As she gazed out at the swirling vortex of a newly discovered wormhole, she reflected on how far humanity had come. To think, she mused to her XO, a young Quilleri named Zix, a few decades ago, we thought we were alone in the universe. Now look at us. The Horizon's mission exemplified Earth's new role in the galaxy. They weren't just exploring for the sake of discovery, but to mediate a delicate situation. The wormhole connected two distant sectors of the galaxy, each home to young, rapidly expanding species. Without careful diplomacy, the situation could easily escalate into war. Back on Earth, the Galactic Ethics Committee was in session. Dr. Aiden Malik, his hair now streaked with gray, addressed the assembled representatives from dozens of species. "The Synthoid question is perhaps the most complex ethical issue we've faced," he began. "The creation of artificial life, a byproduct of Earth's rapid technological advancement, had sparked heated debate across the galaxy. We must balance the rights of these new sentient beings with the concerns of organic species. The debate that followed was passionate but respectful. It was a far cry from the fractious politics of the old Galactic Council. Earth's emphasis on open dialogue and collaborative problem-solving had gradually reshaped galactic governance. Meanwhile, in a lab on Mars, Dr. Samira Patel put the finishing touches on her magnum opus. The Cosmic Rosetta, as she called it, was a device capable of translating not just language, but thought itself across species boundaries. It was the culmination of decades of work, building on the principles of the Harmony Network and MindLink technology. "This could change everything," she whispered, her voice filled with equal parts excitement and trepidation. The ability to truly understand other species, to share thoughts and feelings across the barriers of biology and culture, had the potential to usher in an unprecedented era of peace and cooperation. But it also raised new ethical questions about privacy and the nature of individual identity. As news of these developments spread, the galaxy watched and waited. Earth had become a crucible of innovation and a beacon of hope for many. But not everyone welcomed the changes humanity had brought. The Arkan Syndicate, though diminished, had not been idle. In the shadows, they had been gathering allies among species who feared the pace of change. They saw Earth's innovations not as progress, but as a threat to the natural order of the galaxy. Their chance came during the Millennial Gathering on Harmony, as representatives from across the galaxy convened to discuss the future of galactic governance. The Arkan and their allies struck. Using a weaponized version of the Fold space drive, they attempted to cut off the Harmony system from the rest of the galaxy. For a moment, it seemed that decades of progress might be undone in an instant. But once again, humanity's greatest strength proved to be its unpredictability. Zara Chen, the former TV producer turned diplomat, had anticipated such a move. Working with a coalition of human and alien hackers, she had prepared a countermeasure. As the Arkan weapon activated, Zara's team launched a virus that turned the Fold space distortion back on itself. The result was spectacular. Instead of isolating Harmony, the weapon created a cascade of micro-wormholes throughout the system. For a brief, shining moment, every person on Harmony could see through windows to every other part of the system. In that instant of perfect connection, something remarkable happened. The Cosmic Rosetta, which Dr. Patel had brought to demonstrate, activated on a scale no one had anticipated. Suddenly, every being on Harmony could understand each other perfectly. The effect lasted only minutes before the wormholes collapsed, but it was enough. The Arkan plot was exposed, their allies abandoned them, and the gathered representatives were left with a vision of what true unity could look like. In the aftermath, as the galaxy reeled from what many were calling the Harmony miracle, humanity once again found itself at the center of galactic attention. But this time, it wasn't for their technology or their diplomatic skills. It was for their vision of what the galaxy could be. Admiral Tanaka, speaking before the newly formed Galactic Senate, a more egalitarian replacement for the old council, summed up the feelings of many. "We came to the stars as newcomers, naive and unprepared. We faced challenges that could have destroyed us. But at every turn, we chose to reach out rather than pull back. We chose to innovate rather than stagnate. We chose hope over fear. That is the human way. And we invite all of you to join us on this path." The response was overwhelming. Species that had long been at odds found common ground. Ancient races that had grown complacent were inspired to dream again. And young species saw a future where they too could make a difference. As the Senate session concluded, Dr. Malik found himself approached by an Eldarin elder. The ancient being regarded him with eyes that had seen millennia pass. "When your kind first stumbled onto the galactic stage," the Eldarin said, "we thought you were a curiosity at best, a threat at worst. We were wrong. You humans have reminded us of something we had forgotten." "And what's that?" Malik asked. The Eldarin's face creased in what might have been a smile. that the universe is not just to be observed, but to be engaged with. That change, while frightening, is also an opportunity. You've taught an old galaxy new tricks, Dr. Malik, and for that, we thank you. As Malik watched the Eldrin glide away, he felt the weight of the moment. Humanity had come so far, faced so much. They had reshaped the galaxy in ways no one could have predicted. But he knew this was just the beginning. Out in the vast expanse of space, the TS Horizon prepared to enter the wormhole. Admiral Tanaka gave the order, her voice steady with purpose. As the ship crossed the threshold, she thought not of the dangers that might lie ahead, but of the wonders they might discover. This was humanity's gift to the galaxy, not just their technology or their diplomacy, but their spirit of adventure, their resilience in the face of adversity, and their unshakable hope for a better future. As the horizon vanished into the swirling vortex, it carried with it the dreams of not just humanity, but of a galaxy united in purpose. The journey that had begun with a misunderstood invasion years ago had led to this moment, the dawn of a new era, not just for Earth, but for all sentient beings. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with infinite possibilities. And humanity, along with their galactic brothers and sisters, stood ready to answer the call. The greatest adventure in cosmic history was just beginning. In the endless expanse of the universe, a new chapter was unfolding. And at its heart was a species that had defied all expectations, a species that had looked to the stars and seen not conquest or resources, but a home for all. Humanity had found its place in the cosmos, not as conquerors or subjects, but as pioneers and peacemakers. The echoes of Terra now resonated across the galaxy, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a species that had refused to be defined by its limitations. As the light of distant stars twinkled in the void, they seemed to pulse with a new rhythm, the heartbeat of a galaxy awakening to its true potential, guided by the most unlikely of species. The human adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning.